Where's our
Check. Checkity check. I'm writing a check. Frank, could you write a check? Use your words. We're mic checking.
I'm writing a check currently.
He's authoring a contractual document.
AKA a check.
Check. What day is it, Frank?
It's a lot of days in.
How many days is a lot of days?
It's like 10.
10? Wait a minute, I thought you said it was 13. You were counting the other day.
I can't count.
Okay, so what happens on a lot of days later when you've been fermenting beer?
A lot of days later, the yeast ate all the malt sugar and produced some CO2 and alcohol. Cheers. And yeah, so that happened.
You can't cheers and not drink.
So the yeast produced a bunch of alcohol. It turned our wort to actual beer, which is pretty awesome. The macro title is "We're bottling beer today." So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially take corn sugar, or this says priming sugar. We're gonna drop that stuff. We're gonna boil some water, drop it in there, make a nice thick syrup. Siphon all the actual beer out of here, put it in this bucket, put in our syrup, our priming sugar, and then we're gonna go through the process of bottling. For 5 gallons of beer, you need 48 bottles, and that priming sugar is going to essentially get the yeast to wake back up, and they're gonna eat that, they're gonna produce CO2, and they're gonna carbonate the liquid for us, so we don't have to artificially carbonate it.
And way out of it, we'll get fizzy beer.
We'll get fizzy beer, yeah. We could take an older method and just drink the beer flat, less carbonated.
We'll do that later. We will get to that once we have sanitized everything and siphoned some out, because you have to test. You have to test your beer, right?
Yeah.
You have beer now. You need to sample your product. So we're gonna do that. But yeah, we're gonna get rocking and rolling. So you're gonna see us do our little time lapse thing again. We're gonna sanitize up some stuff, sanitize some bottles, siphon some beer, all the while drinking some beer. So speaking of drinking beer, Frank, what beverage do you have?
I have a beer, and it's a coffee stout, and I think I was very anti-coffee stout, but we have it. It's not bad.
We have a beer.
We have a beer, and it's a coffee stout.
What is it, Frank?
Javatized.
Javatized.
It's pretty awesome.
So show the camera, show the audience.
Check this out.
The can of the beer. Ooh, isn't that pretty? It looks even like a latte. How many alcohols are in it?
How many alcohols?
Yes.
6%. It's 20 IBUs.
Ooh, stouty.
It's pretty stouty.
I, on the other hand, am drinking, what is this called?
It's Nightmare.
Drawn and Quartered by Nightmare Brewing. Nightmare Brewing. This is a quadruple dry hopped Imperial India Pale Ale with Nelson. I can't read that. Savin, Galaxy, Enigma, and Citra hops. Okay, I like that. I'm typically not a fan of the IPAs, but with a can like this, with such detailed artwork, I felt it was necessary to attempt to sample said beverage.
He's a heavy metal guy.
Why did you have to tell me the end of the story, Frank? You're not supposed to tell the audience the last page of the story.
Yes, you are. You're supposed to spoil it. It's for them to figure out what's going on between the first and last page. Leave all that detail out.
I have to put up with this all the time. Anyway, so what are we looking at? 10% alcohol by volume, 1 pint. And I don't see a IBUs on it.
We know it's high. It's like 6.
It's a lot of IBUs because it is an Imperial quadruple dry hop IPA. So we're going to drink some coffee stout and some drawn and quartered, and we're going to bottle some beer. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's beer.
All right, Frank. What do we have in our hand?
We have a hydrometer.
No, we have a beer sample, right?
Yeah, we do have a beer sample.
We have a beer sample.
A hydrometer with a beer sample, to be more correct.
So, your hydrometer, Frank, what reading was your hydrometer when we started and where we ended?
We're at 5% alcohol, bro.
Here we did the math. We're at 5% alcohol, which is about right for an Irish Red. What were the numbers?
The numbers were 1.052.
052.
And then 1.014.
014. So that's 4.99% alcohol. 99%. So, what does this mean, Frank? We get to we get to sneeze on camera is what we get to do.
We get to sample our beer.
We get to sample our beer. So we have our ceremonial rocks glasses. We are going to show the audience how you read a hydrometer. Yes, it's a hydrometer.
It's a hydrometer, bro.
So how does it work?
So what you're doing is you're comparing everything against the universal standard, which is water, not beer. And so relative to water, this thing floats. This thing pushes up. It's a specific gravity reading, and it just has these little notches on the side.
And so what is it? Are they comparing it to like the weight and the buoyancy of the thing in the bottom?
Yeah. So
Okay.
You're just seeing how much this floats.
Ah, okay, cool.
I'd love to see the calibration certificate on this. What's the error band?
Engineers.
Engineers. We got to point at him too.
We're both materials engineers, so of course, like we get into chemistry, and biology, and stuff. So so you read it off the top of here.
Yeah. So you read it at. Well, if this thing had a meniscus, we would read it at the bottom of the meniscus, but there's no meniscus, so we're just reading it.
So you're reading it with like blurred vision because you've been drinking, right? But
Yeah.
Like, there's a meniscus. It's just like a really shallow meniscus.
Yeah, you're right. You're reading it off the lines here,
Okay.
where it floats and comes in contact with the water.
So I think it's time to pour our celebratory beer. Our first beer.
Our first homebrew beer.
Homebrew. I don't know, man. I just started drinking. All right. All right. I'll give you the one with more.
I don't care. What's the color look like?
It's about right. A little cloudy. Do you want to get the scale out and we can weigh it?
No,
I know you're a fan of weights. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. Flat beer.
Flat beer. Flat warm beer.
Ready?
Yep.
Not too bad.
That's a tasty brew. It's interesting because I can taste the sweetness from the malt grain that we had when we were brewing it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that smell?
Yeah, that's definitely there. That's good shit.
Yeah. I think letting it age a little bit and mellow out would be cool.
Yeah. Pretty good.
I think this is incredibly drinkable. And with 2 cases, we will donate some, but we will drink most.
And we don't have a crappy undertaste.
No crappy undertaste.
And the yeast actually did not die. Everything worked out well with no pollutants.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is clean, dude. Like, I don't taste any off flavor.
Win for the first one.
Boom!
Fuck yeah.
Boom! Boom! Alright, so what we're gonna do is we've got everything sanitized, got the carboy out here. We are going to begin the bottling process. So the sugar water is made, the caps are sterilized. We have the sink filled with 24 bottles, and we're off to siphon. Siphon! So, yo, what's up? So, we're bottled. We also just got a tornado warning, and there's lightning happening. So far during this bottling day, Frank, what have we experienced today? We've experienced
protest.
A protest, which is where we started.
Protest. We some good beer.
Some good beer.
And
The bottling experience
is complete.
complete.
We ended up with 48 bottles, and we need to specify this.
Oh, he's gonna start measuring ounces. You know how he can be,
No.
right?
We got another beer here too in this glass.
Yeah, it's just uncarved and it's currently sort of warm. But what we have are exactly 49 bottles of beer.
Yeah.
We just. Oh, and curfew's getting ready to happen right now. Yeah.
Yeah, due to the protest.
Yeah, 8 p.m. So we've got our 48, got our 2 cases of beer, 48 bottles. We're gonna allow those to carbonate over the next 7 to 10 days. Is carb?
It's 10 days is what's recommended. In a cool place. Cool, dark place.
Do that again and then do it again like you just did it.
Cool, dark place.
That was pretty good.
Cool, dark place.
Cool, dark place. All right, Frank. So
You don't have the announcer voice.
No, I do, Frank. I don't think you understand the announcer voice right now, right here. You must understand in this moment we have behind us 48 beers glassed this side up, handled with care.
Exactly. And they're in this bottle.
In brown bottles. So we're going to bid you adieu, fine audience. Until next time, stay thirsty, drink up. All right, Frank, what just happened?
Tornado with a protest.
We had protesters out here with a tornado right there that went all across that and then ended like right up in here. Next level.